welcome to another episode of Farm Nigeria, Farm Africa. And it is quite exciting to be here with you all. We will be having for today, we're having a guest. He has been into farming for a while now, and I'd rather have him introduce himself. So, join me to welcome Mr. Emmanuel. Say hello to the camera,
Hello,
please.
good morning. My name is Ikechukwu Emmanuel. I'm a student of music and physiology, final year fundamental. I ventured into farming to 20 during the lockdown.
Emmanuel,
Oh,
it is quite lovely to be here with you this morning, and okay, we'll be asking you a few questions that
okay.
would serve as guidelines to people that want to venture into your kind of farming. Okay,
Yeah.
so first of all, I believed you maybe had some obstacles or challenges before starting. So I would like you to list give a kind of heads up about the challenges you faced before venturing into the farming and how you were able to overcome them to this point, like such that you have a farm today.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. When I started farming 2020,
Okay.
220, so
Okay.
one of the basic challenges I have was number one, the technical know how to farm. I never knew how to farm. I just used to make bed and then I just felt I don't know how to farm. So I just did the best I could. So actually it's made me not to have enough gain. I
Okay.
should have enough profit as I should have. And then my ROI, my return on investment was quite low because I lacked the technical know-how. I only went online to read and they don't give you what you need to know. They don't tell you the basic thing you need to know. They only
Okay.
tell you how to just go into farming and make millions, but they don't tell you the basic step to step practice you need to watch out for, the kind of
Okay.
pests you need to watch out for, and every other thing in the
Okay.
agronomic practice. So that was actually the first one. The second one was discouragement from friends and family. You know,
Okay.
people were telling me you don't need to go into farming now, focus on your academic,
Very
come out to first class and so and it was lockdown and we can't be killing ourselves reading every time and we're not even sure when the school is opening because we're also on strike.
okay.
So I decided to just go into farming just to since my other business that I was doing I couldn't run it because of the lockdown. So I had to use the capital I raised from that other business to go into farming. So
Okay.
though I made quite a huge amount of loss, but actually I still made gain in it. And above all, I gained knowledge. So it was the knowledge I sustained from that losses. It's helped me to manage what I have today, and it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot about farming, the
Okay.
basic nitty-gritty of farming. How do you sustain your growth? What are the things you need to watch out for, and how do you make your farming profitable? Because when you
Okay.
don't know how to farm, you just farm at a subsistence level. But
Mm,
me, my dream is to farm in a very large scale, and
okay.
I'm also planning on going into the global market farming so that I can also export and also to feed Nigeria because the poverty level now is increasing day by day.
Okay, thank you for that. So basically, you're trying to tell us that for everyone that wants to venture into farming, you need to have the basic knowledge before you go into it, so that it will avoid you will be able to avoid losses,
Yes.
too much losses,
Yeah.
and then you need to be passionate about what you want to do
Yeah.
because you will surely receive discouragement from all ends. So you have to really know what you want to do so that you'll be able to get the results you hope to get.
Yeah.
Thank you for that once
Yeah. I
again.
want to add one more thing. If you
Okay.
don't know how to farm,
Okay.
probably you have the passion of farming, but
Okay.
actually you don't know how to get to start. Just look for someone that is already there
Okay.
and then submit under the person, let the person mentor you. Gradually you will learn to overcome some mistakes the person have made
Okay.
and it will help you
Okay.
go far very
Okay.
fast.
So mentorship is very for somebody you can learn under, so that the person will put you through. You're going gaining knowledge from the person's
Yeah.
experiences. Okay, thank you for that. Mr. Emmanuel, so
Yeah.
you've come this far. So tell us, what are the challenges you've had to overcome along the line, the challenges you faced, and how you're able to combat them.
Okay. After that incident I have had little because I couldn't get a large space of land, so
Okay.
I was having little lands, probably a plot also. So at the time I was having like three different farms, and it was
Okay.
very hard for me to this is dry season. You need to wet them. So I got this land about 2 months ago. So
Okay.
one of the challenges I've had was the capital because farming in dry season I started late, so
Okay.
I have to buy a lot of pipes, a lot of I have to buy a lot of pipes, plumbing materials, just to make sure that there's water coming in from the sumo. So one of the challenges I'm passing right now is water. So the water, there's no light, there's no power supply, so
Nigeria.
it's affecting the water supply, and then the fuel price is high now. So fuel is now 300 naira. So and you have to use about to wet the farm very well. This place about this about 40 beds. You have to use about 3 to 4 liters to wet it, and that's costing about 1 2. So and you have to be waiting like sometimes 2 days or morning and evening, but sometimes I use 2 days intervals because of the water supply. So water supply is what is making it. If there was adequate water supply, when you look at this basil leaf, you see it's very fresh and succulent. But because of this low water supply is bringing out seed, it's not supposed to bring out the seed.
Okay.
You understand? So because
Okay.
of the low water supply is bringing out seed, and then it's not doing very well. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm just trying to maintain the plant, to maintain it so that in less than 2 3 weeks rain will start falling, and then I will go into rainy season farming. I want to also cultivate, make about extra 400 beds by before the next 2 months. So that's
Okay,
just it.
thank you for that. That means before you venture into your farming practice, make sure if you are, especially for vegetable farmers, make sure you get access to water.
Yes, yes.
Water is very important. It will keep your plants alive. It will keep them bubbling and bouncing.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for
I want
that.
to say
Okay,
something.
all
Okay, I
right.
want to say something. When I from what I get from the experience I gained before, the first thing you have to check when you want to start your vegetable farm is number one, water supply.
Okay,
The second thing is the availability of sunlight.
okay,
Vegetable don't do well under shade, so you
okay.
have to go to a place where
That is open.
yes, that is opened,
Okay,
and then the soil also matter, but the soil can also be improvised, can
okay,
always be improvised. So the soil doesn't really matter that much because you can always improvise it. You can always add a lot of things to it to improve the fertility of the soil. So these two things are criteria you have to look out for.
all right. Thank you very much for that. Seedlings, like what the things you need to plant. How did you access them?
Okay. Currently now, to access your ceiling, first of all, you have to know your location.
Okay,
So some like here, how I set my seedlings is I go to the local market.
okay,
I also go to some shops where they sell seedlings. Then I ask them because we have variety of seedlings.
okay,
Like the okra now, there's a lot of varieties. So I got a good variety that could suit my weather condition
okay,
and that could suit my where I stay. So and the variety have it has a span. You
that's
understand?
fine.
That's
Okay,
one, yeah. When the harvesting period, the shelf life when you start harvesting. So
okay,
some people use 6 months, but the okra I'm using now is about 5 weeks okra. So I'll be harvesting my okra in 5 weeks time.
wow,
You understand? So I can plant okra about 10 times,
thanks.
or
Okay,
okay, okay. I can plant 10 times, but I'll be harvesting every time. So when you plant okra after 5 weeks, you start harvesting every day. So I could actually plant when is the second week I plant again. When is the third week I plant again. So I'll be harvesting throughout the year. And okra is something that is very good. Okra doesn't need much water. So you know that when it is rain, when you're in the rain season, you have to use a raised bed so that it can remove excess water. Then when
okay,
you're in the dry season, you use a lower bed. So
okay,
that's just it.
okay, okay. Thank you for that. Okay, so I realized that for every farming venture, one thing that really affects farmers is the infestation of pests
Yeah.
and then disease and all of that. So how do you manage this when you face with it?
Yeah.
Or have you never experienced
No,
pests?
I experienced them. Actually,
Okay,
they are one of the biggest challenges I've also have. You
okay,
know, when it comes to disease, when you buy a good seedling, some seedlings are resistant to some certain disease.
okay,
So the problem is pest. So pest, you keep on adding your pesticide um, continuously. You don't stop adding your pesticide. So sometimes we use 2 weeks shelf life, but sometimes when you add your pesticide every 2 weeks, maybe on the 10th day you find out that some pests are infesting your plants again, and then when they come to your
is it,
farm,
do you mean 10th day of farming?
10th day of
Of
after
okay,
adding
of
the first
adding the pest.
the
Okay,
first
okay,
pesticide,
okay,
so you see that the pest will come again. So sometimes you have to, even if you're adding it every 2 weeks, you have to watch to see when they will come again, because sometimes you start to see some pests, let's say one or two, before you know you start seeing them plenty in your farm, before you know they will sweep the whole farm. And then when they clean all your farm, probably they consume everything, you find out that the cost of that product will reduce by about 70% or 50%.
okay,
You understand?
okay.
So sometimes I used 2 weeks.
Okay.
2 weeks when I apply pesticide. But normally, when you apply pesticide, you will not sell for sometimes 7 days before you start selling. So sometimes I use 2 weeks. But sometimes when you use 2 weeks, you see them again come to your farm, just like the one I showed you earlier on. You
Okay.
see them come to farm. Just about 7 days, I applied the last one, and you see them infesting again. And when you don't take care of them, when you don't take it serious, they can finish all your farm in just less than 3 days.
Wow. Wow.
So you have
Wow.
to take pests so serious,
Okay.
so serious.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay. Okay. So how do you know? What if like your plants now, can they be affected by disease?
yes,
So
yes.
how do you
Actually,
know when this
you
your
look at the leaf. You find out that this leaf is
okay,
showing that this leaf is not healthy.
okay,
But look at the other ones are so greenish. You
okay,
understand? So
okay,
this is a signal that you
okay,
need to consult to know why should the leaf be this way.
okay,
You understand? So
okay,
when you study as a vegetable farmer, you don't have to stay away from your farm for more than 3 to 4 days. You
okay,
have to always come to your farm steady to know how the farm is doing, how the response of the farm of your vegetables, how are they doing? Is there pest attack? Is there disease? Like what's the cause? Like what's the problem? What's going on in your farm? When you fail to do this, you can just come to your farm one day and find out that everything you planted is just gone.
wow.
Yeah. So
Okay, thank you. Does your farming routine into like your daily, weekly?
routine is number one for a vegetable farm. When I come to my farm in the morning, normally I pray before I start farming because farming also have a spiritual part of it all. You communicate with your plants and then you pray to your God to help you to assist you to make your plants grow well. And actually, it works. That's my belief. So I don't know
Okay,
of any other person. I pray before I start my farm,
yeah,
my daily activity. So I come here 7:30, then everywhere is bright. So number one, what I do is I go around my farm. I watch the changes in my farm. What is the recent challenge of my crop?
okay,
I look at it. I look at is pests attacking it? Are they responding well? Did they need water? Are they ready for harvest? I
okay,
watch all these things.
okay,
So after that, then I decide, okay, this plant needs pesticide. And what was the last time I applied pesticide to it? I weigh it and I know what kind of pesticide will I apply to it. Is it attack? Is it for I have to know the kind of pesticide I'm going to apply to it. And then that's it. Then the next thing I will do is I always have a task for the day. So probably like today, one of my tasks is waiting. After waiting, I would plug up these seeds.
okay.
Yeah, you're supposed to plug up the seed so that they can do more, they
Yes,
can do well. Yeah.
yes. The plants are not supposed to start
Yes, no,
developing
no, no,
this.
no, no. When your vegetable plants start developing seed, once you cut off the seed, it will bring out more leaves.
Wow.
So when
Okay.
you have like water leaf, when you see the flower coming up, just plug up the flower and then allow it. After 3 days, come back, you see that it has more bigger flower and the flower are much. So when they start bringing out seed here, now this plant is known for the aroma. You understand? The seed, sometimes the seed takes all the aroma to the extent that when you harvest it, the leaves won't have good aroma compared to the seed. You
Okay.
understand? So sometimes you have to cut off the seed of any vegetable plant you have. When you see growing, bringing out the amaranth is bringing out the seed, it shows you that it's tired of living, like it's getting weak and the
Okay.
lifespan is reducing drastically. So the seed have a lot of things to tell. But except you want to probably plant for the seed, then you can allow the seed to grow.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Okay. Thank you. Do you engage in any kind of processing
yes, yes, yes,
activity?
yes, yes. So sometimes like when there's an influx in the market, so when you take your goods to the market, you find out that the cost is reduced because there is a lot of supply and then little demand. So
Okay.
at cases like that, I don't take my um my basil to the market. I process it into the dried form and I also sell the dried form of it.
Okay.
You
Okay.
understand?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that. And then, how then do you go about record keeping? Do you engage in record
Yeah, my
keeping
record
process?
keeping, yeah, I keep record of what's going on in the farm, the
Okay.
my output, what I sell, and my input, what I invest in the farm. So
Okay.
it helped me to checkmate how much I've invested the capital and also the expenditure and also the profit. So with that, I could actually calculate my return on investment. Progressing, am I progressing or am I declining in the farm? And it
Okay.
also helped me for future projects, probably to expand the rest of it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you much for that. Like, I'm energized. Like I feel like going into agriculture, right? Like I feel like bombarding the don't mind me about don't mind me with that. Okay, and lastly, one or two things you like to say to encourage those that want to, but they are still scared of one thing or the other. They feel they can't go into it because of capital. They are still maybe they've been exposed to discouragement, a lot of discouragement. So
Mm.
one of the things you like to tell them to encourage them to get
Okay.
right at it.
Okay, one thing you have to understand is that farming is one thing that you don't need. You need little or no capital to
Wow.
begin. Yeah. So actually, if you want to farm, once you
Okay.
have a land, you can actually beg for a land. When you get a small land, you can use 15 naira to get some seed.
Wow.
Start there.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't go into dry season farming for a starter.
Okay.
Go into rainy season farming.
Okay.
Get a small piece of land. Just a small piece of land. Just a small piece. That's a square meter. Get probably green. With from the seedling, you'll find out that you are making profit. Manage your profit. Know your cash flow. Know your ROI. So you have to take it as a business. So when you take agriculture as a business, you see gradually you increase. So I started with a quarter plot of land, and now this is about 18 plot of land, which is almost about an hectare of land.
Wow.
So I just got here recently, and this is not up to 3 months of getting it, and though it is in dry season. So that's what I'm telling you, that I'm inviting in next 2 months.
Okay.
We're entering season. So
Okay.
I'll make sure one thing you have to also know is that when you're going into agriculture, you have to know which part are you going into. You
Okay.
have arable farming, you have
Okay.
pastoral farming where you farm livestock,
Mm.
you also have mixed farming. So you have to know the kind. Me, I want to go into mixed farming. Why do I want to go into mixed farming? Because I want to grow organic products.
Okay.
So I want to use the waste material from the
Nice stuff.
livestock to add manure to the vegetable. I want to
Okay.
go into organic because why I want to go into organic is when you produce organic, you get 100% of the nutrients. Sometimes when you use fertilizer, some fertilizers are so uh, they are so devastating, like they are not good for the health.
Okay.
You understand? Some of them lead to cancer,
Okay.
and also some cancerous growth. As a physiologist, you have to
Mm.
understand the impact of most of all these inorganic
Chemical.
nutrients, these chemicals in our body system. So right now, I'm into organic farming. I don't use fertilizer. I use poultry waste, and I also use pig waste.
Okay.
So that's what I use. So this year we'll be going to fish farming, pig farming,
Wow.
snail farming,
Okay.
and chicken farming, birds, rearing of birds. So these are the things. These are the livestock farming we'll be going into, and I'll farm it up there because that place is a little bit hilly. So what I'll do is when I want to flush the water of the fish farming or the fish
Mm.
farm, I'll flush it downward so
Okay.
that the water will also acts as manure to
Okay.
the plant. You
Okay.
understand? So when I have my waste from my poultry farm, I will add it here. You understand? And I will also take some vegetables or some things and mix it with the food of those
Okay.
livestock.
Okay.
Yes, because when you add it to them, they do well. Like I've noticed that when you add some vegetables to the feed of your poultry farm, they kind of look very healthy and they look very healthy and have good meat. You understand? So
Mm.
that's why I want to join the two of them. So
Okay.
what my advice to you out there is fear. Don't fear anything, but the highest fear you should have is the fear of fear itself. Begin wherever you are. You don't need capital to start. What you need to start is dedication and the tenacity to continue. So start
Okay.
wherever you are. Your balcony, your backyard. Just go to your backyard. Just dig the ground. Um, get someone that have gone into farm before. Ask some few questions, and then you can start. You can start with okra. You can start with green. You can start anything. Just start with something that have a short harvest season. Something that you can harvest in 1 month, 2 months, so that you could use that to get some money. So don't go into cassava first, because
Mm-hmm.
cassava will not give you what you want. Cassava is always done when it is in a big scale. You understand? So you cannot just use a small portion of land to plant cassava. No, that's
Okay.
not it. Start from something like um green, that's amaranthus. Start from something like pumpkin leaf, fruited pumpkin.
Okay.
You get your gain there. So when you start with fruited pumpkin, you
Step
can
on
buy,
is Ugu Abi.
yes, ugu, yes,
Ugu.
ugu. You can buy ugu that is sold for 200 naira, 4 seedlings, and when you plant it, in less than 4 weeks you start cutting your profit. Before you know what's happening, you've gotten about 2,000 naira from that 4 seedlings you've planted. So with that, you can now start saving. You understand? From there you start learning. From there you start learning how to take care of it. Then specialize.
Okay.
Don't go into everything.
Okay.
Specialize for the meantime. Specialize probably ugu. Want to go into ugu, then start increasing your space gradually, gradually, gradually. And before you know what is going, you get a bigger place and then you start. So that's just it.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel, for this opportunity. Honestly, we are grateful. Myself and the viewers out there, they are so grateful. So, it's I know it has been a wonderful time, and I know you all will have learned one or two. So don't limit yourself.
Yeah.
Don't be limited
Not at all.
by your circumstance.
Yeah.
Just get right at it. Start somewhere, and I tell you, once you keep at it, once you're tenacious, that's his word,
Yeah.
tenacious about it,
Yeah.
the sky is your starting
Yeah.
point.
Starting point.
So I love you guys. I love you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, like, drop your comments on the comment section below.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Till next time, stay blessed. Bye bye.